today's podcast is obviously in the title. Um, what are the best tech tree tier 10s? So what I had everyone do, excluding myself, as the host, I have to be impartial about these picks. Um, what I basically did is I had all of them pick their top 10 tanks based off of like pubs, firstly pubs, and then overall tanking experience. So a lot of them I feel like picked based off of what they enjoy playing and what they think will perform well on a probably day-to-day basis. And we're gonna start off with Bloops picks first. And what we're gonna have is his stuff is going to pop on the screen here. Obviously, you guys can see that when somebody talks, under me over here, when somebody talks, their name lights up in pink, just in case you guys are, just in case webcams lag a little bit or you're unfamiliar with people's voices. That way, you know who's talking. And so we're gonna have Bloop's tank picks pop up here. Hopefully, Bloop has his tank picks picture ready on
I do.
Discord. Okay, perfect. So right off the top, tell us, Bloop, about your tank picks. You can go from 1 to 10. Tell us a little bit about it.
I mean, you have to put the leopard at number 1 because it's the leopard, you know?
Okay.
Get to go zoom and shoot relatively accurately compared to the other bullshit in this. And then the S-Conk for the same reason, but instead of going zoom, just sit somewhere and don't die. Which is less fun, but still kind of funny, you know?
Okay.
And then got some autoloaders with the STB mixed in.
Yep.
Wait, you can't just skip over the TVP and just say it's just an autoloader.
Well, it
You put the
is.
TVP as
but
number 4, bro.
I did.
Bound Simulator.
No, TVP is really fun. You're trolling if you don't like it.
It's kind of fun, but I don't know.
You don't think
Yeah,
it's the top 10
it's not.
worthy?
It's not in my top 10.
Hell no,
Oh,
bro.
wow. Shots fired already. Sheesh. Bang, bang. So why is it not in your top 10, Waikins, specifically?
I suck at it. Number 1, and
Okay,
also
that's
at
a good reason. No, that's a good reason. Because
310. I don't know. The heat pen on it just doesn't feel that great, and I
That's
feel
true.
like I tend to pen like 50% of my shots.
That's
in it.
true.
I mean,
it
it's a
also-
fun tank, but it's not my top 10.
Yeah. Bloop, when did you play the TVP? Do you remember? What year?
I mean, I have it now. I've been cranking it recently.
Okay.
But I mean, I think I started playing it like when it came out.
Okay. If I told you you were the only person to pick the TVP, would you be surprised?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you were the only person. And so you played it when it came out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I remember right, I might be wrong on this, but if I remember right, I think the TVP came out before the Type 5. So that the TVP experience back then was amazing, right? There was no Type 5s. The heavies out were like 5A, 113, E5, stuff like that, right? So there it was. I mean, and then obviously E100s. I'm pretty sure lower plates were still dog water, right? The cheeks were still dog. There were so many mice. So I think the TVP pick, like I said, a lot of you guys have different experiences with different tanks at different times, right? So like Waikins' experience was probably more recent. So he like looks at the TVP, he's like 310 heat, dog, right? But when you played it back in the day, it was fucking amazing. But I think the TVP only had a good like 8-month run because I think they released the Type 5, and even though the Type 5 originally got released dog shit, enough puppies played it to where it probably irritated you. And then it got buffed and then it was just like unplayable, right? For a long time. And then overpowered heavy, overpowered heavy, overpowered heavy. All right. Do you have any other comments on the top 10 that you have?
Oh yeah, I didn't put the Kron on the list because it's just not fun to play. Like it's like being in a chieftain but in the tech tree.
Right.
And it's also gonna get nerfed, so it's dead to me now.
True. And nobody put the Minotaur on the list just because like it's just we already know where it's at.
I'm surprised you put the IS-7 in number 10. I thought you really liked that tank.
Yeah.
I really like a lot of tanks though.
And some of us assume the Kron as being nerfed already, so that's why it's not in my list, for example.
True. Yeah. All right. So that's Bloops. So what do you guys think of Bloops' top 10?
The bat chat. The bat chat you still put in your top 10 after all the time it's been completely dunked on?
Yeah, I mean, it's still really fun to play. Plus, now you can get like 2k plus HP on it and just not die.
I mean, true, I guess on that, but man, that bat chat pisses me off too much.
But you get the same. I feel like the same goes for like heavies, right? Like you just don't have
Yeah.
the clip of the 1800 clip potential just doesn't hit hard as it used to. Like, you can't even clip out tier 9s now, right?
It's 1950.
Is it 1950? I don't know why I said 18. 1950. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
if a VZ51 has HP, you can't even clip them out anymore, which is kind of
True.
annoying. You know what I mean? But so I think that's why a lot of people didn't pick the bat chat. But yeah, okay, let's move on from Bloops. And the second person is going to be Magnets. Okay,
All right. Yeah, I have it.
cool.
Yeah, it looks boring, so my apologies, but
You're
yeah.
fine. You're fine. I mean, I guess Dark was actually right.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it's not really hard to
He was
predict,
mean,
but yeah.
but he was accurate. This is
Yeah.
like high school. Yeah, it's a high school presentation. Did you?
Yeah,
did
it
you?
is.
Did you? You better wrote your speech.
I didn't. It's like a freestyle on the flow, but
Okay. Okay.
so
Well, you like to
basically-
listen to old school rap, so rap about your tank picks.
no, I'm not. I'm way too tired. I did a 12-hour shift. Fuck
I
you.
know,
I'm
I
not
know.
doing that shit. All right. Thank you. All right. So, wait. So do I start talking about my list or what's up?
Mhm. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So basically, the S-Conk is number one for me because it's just way too good in the current meta. So basically, it's for 1.18. I feel like the S-Conk is taking over the Kron for just damage farming. Of course, the Minotaur kind of counters it, but outside of the Minotaur, you don't really have any counters besides, funny TDs. So that's why I put in number one. It's also like really using competitive modes, so it's really a good thing to pick if you want to get into comp as well. Number two, I've got the VZ. Now, I feel like the VZ it's still really good, but it doesn't really hit as good as it used to be, because like back then people didn't know how the armor worked really,
Right.
and now it just feels like you get penned every single shot, but it's still a good gun, it's still a really broken tank, so it is number two for me. Although for 1.18 it might move down, but for now it is pretty good. I'll go through the IS-4. So IS-4 is basically, in my opinion, the best Russian heavy in the game right now, and for 1.18, even better than the 279 for pubs, because unlike what people think, I feel like the IS-4 has actually better armor than the 279 for pubs, because most pubbies will just shoot your upper plate and pen bullshit angles at 279, but they cannot pen an IS-4 for shit, literally. Like, and the turret doesn't have cupolas really, so it's just that type of tank that doesn't really work well in comp on most maps, but for pubs it literally works every map. Like it's really that good. Plus the gun is pretty bad, but you can make it work. So I feel like it's really deserving of the number 3 spot. For 4,
Oh.
5, and 6, I basically put the best mediums in the current meta of the game for solely
Putting the
damage
UDES
farming, not for
first.
fun. So that's why I've got the UDES over the SDB, because the UDES is a really garbage tank. It's really a dumb tank. It's a dumb concept to just have 440 alpha and an unbellable turret. But it is better than the STB, no matter what, but it's way less fun.
Whoa. Wow, okay.
It is kind of true. The
Okay.
STB is just more fun and more skillful to play,
Uh-huh.
but it's technically worse than the UDES in possibly every single way.
Anybody want to defend the
Besides-
STB's honor or no?
STB on top, man.
Okay,
I think
okay.
the
The-
UDES is better.
The UDES Hydra pneumatic suspension is just so much worse than the STBs.
Yeah.
I
how
hate it.
how fast do you have to go? Like 15 for it to activate? In comparison to STB's 25, I think. If I might be wrong, I think it's around
think
those
it-
speeds, right? You have
Yeah,
to
I
be
think
really
so.
slow for the UDES to
Yeah,
for its
but like
hydromatic system to activate.
the thing is that you've just got so much better armor that you can really
Right.
afford to take one more second to just wait. Like the STB literally gets penned everywhere and at any time. Plus it gets penned by RD way more than the UDES because, well, the STB turret gets penned by RD from the side, the top, the cupola, whatever. Like
That is true. I do
that-
play the STB. Every time I do play the STB, I always get decked It's not. But the Udes has a problem. So when the SCB gets on like a flat ground brawl, it doesn't catch on fire. But the Udes, oh my god.
Yeah, that is true.
Anybody
That
ever
is
try to cross for endgame damage in front of like one guy with full HP, and then your Udes is just on fire? You're like, huh?
Mm,
I
Should
don't
have
know.
turned backwards.
That's the
Skill
Udes.
issue.
Yeah. What'd you say,
that
Dark?
is like the only problem that I've got with the UDAS is where the fuel tanks are placed. It's like the
Yeah.
260 syndromes early in the
Yeah.
front of the tank, but like other than that,
it
it's
has
really good.
invisible hitboxes. So if you like turn sideways and then you're trying to run away from something, you're just stuck because there's two. What are they like? Their storage boxes are preventing are gonna get you FV'd when
Yeah,
you're trying to
that
like
is
back
also
around a
true.
corner or something.
And the UDAS can get HE penned in the front of the hull too.
That's true. That
Yeah,
is true.
that is true.
So full disclosure, I haven't played the Udes, but isn't it true that it has like 310 heat pen and then like much worse accuracy than SB? Or not, maybe not much worse, but worse
guns
It's
are
around
pretty
the
good.
same
It
The
is
gun's pretty
basically,
good, though.
basically the same, yeah.
What is
It's
the
the
fully
same,
aimed
but the
accuracy?
shell velocities are vastly different. STP
It's like
is on
cron
top,
bong shell
right?
velocity.
It has really slow shell velocity. Even the
It has a really
APCR,
good
right,
cron.
is only like a 1,000
It's 1,000, yeah.
flat. Yeah. All right.
Oh
so
wait, the STB actually has worse fully aimed accuracy. I take it back.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just
so
a heat pen.
basically the UDAS in the current meta, in my opinion, is much better for pubs because you can literally sit in front of people and they will literally not shoot you. It's like playing on RU and EU. Like you literally just sit in front of people and farm them until they die. It's really dumb.
Mhm.
That's why I really never want to get one because it's just literally such an easy tank to play and literally a medium cron, but without the outlet alert. So
Okay.
that's why number 4. So I'll skip DBR because that one is pretty obvious. DBR is always going to be meta no matter what because it's really the best light in the game. I mean, that's kind of sad, but it's whatever. So
Okay.
for number 8, I've got the 5A. Now you could swap the 5A with the 113, but depending on if you like to have fun or not, because they kind of play they don't really play similarly, but they have the same roles, such as literally just peeking, shooting, and literally trying to not take shots. But in my opinion, 5 is just better because you have more alpha, you have a better gun, and you have more gun depression, so it kind of helps. But
Right.
other than that, I don't really. It's not really hard to explain. Like the 5A has been one of my favorite tanks that I've ever played over the past 2 years, and it is, in my opinion, the best Chinese tank in the current meta and in the game. Like there's no Chinese tank that can farm as hard. Maybe the 121B, but I don't count it because it's not a tech tree tank. So
Right. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a reward tank, but I think if we were to count it, it probably would be the best Chinese tank in the game for tier 10. What do you guys think? Do you think that's accurate? I mean,
Mm,
it's
The
hard.
120D?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
mean
is.
that
Not much
350
competition.
heat is bussy. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty hard to compete. I mean, what are we gonna pick? The Chinese TD? Whatever.
I
Bro,
mean,
There's
don't
a
hate on the
E39 Chinese
There's
Chinese
the
TD, man. It's
rank.
pretty good.
The ranked Chinese TDs.
you could actually pick the 121,
Oh,
but
yeah,
that tank
true.
is really hard to play. But it is actually very good tank, but
Yeah,
it's
1's
just
really
super
good.
hard to play.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for number 9, the V4, it's really such a brain dead tank. It has
True.
the IS4 syndrome, in my opinion, where a puppy will never pen it no matter what. And you have, 360 pen, you're fast as fuck. You have pretty good DPM. It's just a good all rounder. And probably, I've never had the chance to play it, but I would say that it is, from what I've seen, the most fun TD to play in the entire game because you can play as a heavy tank and it forces you to not redline, which is something I really love. Like
Hmm.
the problem I've got with TDs is that mostly their accuracies are pretty good to where you don't have to brawl in them, even if you've got armor, because you can literally just sit at the red line and just farm people, and it
Right.
doesn't make any sense to me. So
Okay.
the V4 is pretty balanced in that department, which is something that is pretty rare these days, just a balanced tank in general. But yeah. And for
I
the
can see
last
Bloops
one, I'm gonna get hate for it, or it's gonna be a controversial take, but I think the E5 is a really good tank right now. Now, of course, in 1.18, you just want to avoid the Minotaur because it's literally going to destroy you in 0.5 seconds or whatever, because you have a weak spot and they don't. But other than that, I don't really see a bad matchup for the E5. The
Okay.
Kron was a bad matchup, but now nobody will play the Kron.
Right.
So you really only got one tank to worry about, which is the Minotaur.
Okay.
And the rest are really good matchups in general because you've got, it's what I like to say is that the E5 is an E6, but without the major drawbacks of not having armor and not having a trolley gun. So it's like if you were to take an E6, make it a little bit worse with DPM, but give better in everything else because it does have better gun handling, better armor, and something that is really weird to me is that it's almost got the same reload. It's like 0.6 seconds less, and it's got the same reload as the SConk, but has more pen, and in my opinion, has a way less triggering gun handling because when I play the SConk, I feel like if I miss shots, I want to rage because the gun is just supposed to be so good. But the E5 sometimes you miss, and because it's an American gun that it can be trolley, then you don't really rage as much. So that's why I put it number 10.
What did you
but,
average in your E5?
I average 5,002 over 120 games.
5,002 over 120 games?
Yeah,
Sheesh, okay. Do you think that
which is
affected your picks, maybe?
obviously it did because the SConk I finished at like 5.4, which
Mhm.
is my best ever finish. So of course I'm gonna put it number 1 because it's my best finish.
Right.
But I feel like I've been pretty unbiased for most of the list besides the number 1 and the number 10 pick. That's for sure.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Magnan, for
No problem.
that very you like did that whole he dug in there, boys. He dug in. Loving
Dude, I
it.
did the freestyle.
Yeah, you did. All right. So anybody have any interjections on Magnan's picks or any comments?
I want to make a controversial take here real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, I'm an avid STB1 hater. I genuinely hate the STB1. I feel like I don't know if anyone else is going to agree with me on this, but like if you don't like do 5 or 6k damage in the STB1, you're just not having fun, right? Like it's one of those tanks where it's like unless you're farming, you're not enjoying it. It's so
I mean, it's
incredibly.
like the chief, or
I mean,
it's
it's
kinda
like
the
exactly.
chief,
It's
I
like
guess.
the chief.
But
Okay, it's like
I mean, the STV DPM is so satisfying, though.
okay, I can agree. It's pretty satisfying, but it's just like in any other scenario, unless you have like the side of a mouse or whatever, it's just I can't like it. I refuse to like it. Every single instinct inside of my body just
Well,
is
it also
against it.
pisses me off the fact that you should be able to basically play hold down on anything, but I swear to God, every time I poke in the SCB, I get pinned in the turret. It doesn't
Yep,
matter
yep.
how little I peek.
I just
Okay.
want to add one thing on
Whenever
top real quick.
Go ahead.
So I kind of agree with Mimi on one point because if you're because it has such a low alpha, if you're not really farming, you cannot really trade with people, which makes it a very unenjoyable, I would say, experience for, the average player because what the fuck are you gonna do against like a 60 TP or something that you need to really trade shots with if you only got 360? Now, of course, you got better DPM, but if you bounce, if you miss, if you blah 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 blah, then yeah, it's pretty unfun to play. But yeah,
Okay. All right, cool. Let's move on to the one that kind of had the comments there, Mimi Big Boy.
Oh,
It is your list now.
I got
coming in
spice.
hot right here in the beginning. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Look, most people when they pick a top 10 list, they think, they passively think. They don't really, they say, "Oh, what's my best DPG?" I focus on the 5 head strats, all right? The future strats. 1.18, it's going to be a lot more corridor focused, like a lot of angles are going to be removed,
Right.
all right? What's the best tank for corridors? Badger turbo, gun rammer, and optics. Bond,
Oh, okay.
everything bond, okay?
Oh.
Badger is the greatest vehicle to ever exist. There's no arguments, there's no ands, ifs, or buts, okay? I
Yeesh.
genuinely believe that this vehicle will own everything. The DPM is insane. The only negative of the tank is the APCR pen. Other than that, the thing is
Yeah,
perfect.
that's true. Having a turret is overrated.
No, dude, Bond. I'm telling you, dude, Bond turbo, that rotation speed. Ooh, I can't even.
I don't know, Badger
I'm-
armor against E3 I don't know.
We
Yeah,
don't talk about that
Wykin,
one.
weren't you? You recently marked it, correct?
Yeah, I just marked it.
Okay.
Like every
yeah.
time I saw an E3, I'd kind of run away.
Really? That's
yeah,
your experience with it?
that's
yeah.
your only option. Every time you fight against E3s,
Dude,
you're like
the Badger
Yag
armor,
Panzers.
even if it's hull down, the boots are like what 340 or something.
Uh-huh.
Any tier 10 TD just fucks it over.
Look,
Right.
not-
Okay.
The DPM
So
is
it's
nice,
good
but,
at it's good at fighting anything that's not a tier 10 TD. Is what you guys are saying?
Pretty much, I guess.
Okay.
And-
And also,
Wait,
like,
let
don't
me
get
say
flanked.
this. I'll say this. I feel like with 1.18, more and more people will play the Yag to try to counter the Minotaur. So it's basically a direct counter to the Badger if you think about it. Because
Ooh, that's a
like,
good point.
how?
That's
What the fuck
false.
are you supposed to
Oh,
do?
really? That's false,
If there's
Stark?
like 4 Yags. Yeah, I mean,
Because
Look.
the Yag cannot pen the Minotauro's turret, so that's
Well, it
false.
can,
Oh,
that's
that's
like-
the false part.
It
I was
has-
trying
it
to
has
wonder.
the
I was
best-
wondering where he
okay,
was
okay.
going with that.
my bad. I'll say it again. It has the best chance to pen it. My bad. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
12%.
mean, that's
the
just
best.
pubby cope though, right? That's like when they play. That's like when they play the Yag to farm Chieftain, right?
You guys don't realize that you can flank the enemy, right? Is no one else thinking of this?
Dude.
Flank him.
Flanking?
That's
What the
exactly-
fuck are?
that's
What the
exactly what I'm saying. Okay,
Whoa,
yeah,
that's
like on
an
Mountain
illegal
Pass,
word.
that's a great map for
That's
flanking.
an illegal word. We don't use that here.
When I was 3-marking the Badger, I
Mhm.
literally just I honestly I don't know if it was just lucky matchmaking or anything like that, but I was constantly in top tier games or constantly farming. It was just great. It just ensues happiness, right?
Okay.
Ensues.
It,
I like that.
the tank is genuinely the Chad vehicle of the game, all right? And also, I would argue the sexiest looking vehicle in the game, easily. But
Wow.
anyway, too much on the Badger. WZ5A, basic brawler. I love brawling. Good alpha, you know. Who needs hull armor? You got Chad gun. S-Conk, great gun handling, you know, relatively great turret. If you don't get hit in the cupola or pen on the underneath the gun. E5, E3, you know, American E5, I would argue the best balanced vehicle in the entire game. If you're good, it plays good. If you're bad, it doesn't do good. E3, just E3. There's no need to describe it. I'm just going to skip over the EBR because, you know, everyone knows EBR. E160 TP, Chad, Brawl, heavy, slow, big gun. Actually, no. E100 small gun. I hate people who play big gun. Small
Okay.
gun,
Whoa.
100%
I like
all the way.
small gun as
Wow.
well.
You like small gun
Small-
as well? I mean, I'm
I-
a small
I-
gun.
Yeah,
I
small
think the
gun's
small
good.
gun's better too.
I just finished the 3-mark like 4 days ago with the small gun on E100. I tried the big gun. Clunky. Everyone's like, "Oh, dude, you should play big gun. It's so much fun, bro." It's like, I don't want fun. I want DPG. All right, that's the
Hey!
storyline. I don't
Yo,
want fun,
this
I
man's
want
spitting. What the
DPG.
fuck? Mimi's
Okay.
spitting.
All right,
That's the
so
first. That's the first time I've heard you talk about DPG.
I got a question. I got a question. So
Go ahead.
I'm just curious because I didn't end up putting either of those on my list, I don't think, but I was kind of debating which one was better in my head as well between the 60 TP and E100. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. Like if we could take a vote. In my opinion, I think E100 is slightly better, but
Definitely 60 TP.
E100
I like
for me.
the
I
60 TP.
I played the the 60 TP unironically is my highest DPG heavy tank at the moment. So
damn.
Wait, what's your DPG in it, Smiley?
4600 with like
3.4
200
now.
Oh,
some
pretty good.
battles. Yeah.
Oh, that's
like,
not bad.
I got 100% it or whatever. Like I hated it, but like the stats don't lie, right? I'm supposed to like it because the stats are good in it or whatever, right? So, but I don't know. Like it's a weird tank. It doesn't have armor, right? But I think the E100 doesn't either. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie,
ahead.
dude. So many times I was caught on the open because I was like not paying attention or looking at chat or whatever.
yeah.
I just put myself at a 45-degree angle and just wiggled.
Okay.
I felt like I became
I
in the
haven't
middle of an
played
open
the
field.
E100, so I can't really.
Dude,
really
it's so
comment on
funny
it.
when a puppy's shooting heat at you and you turn sideways and they don't know how to pin you anymore.
Exactly. They just,
In the
it's like they're
E100?
their brain
Or they
just
don't know that you
begins to
can shoot your
melt.
upper skirt of heat, so they just all get confused and start trying to shoot your turret instead.
Yep.
I guess the only thing that I could see the 60 TP having an advantage on is like when you're above somebody, you actually have 8 degrees of gun depression, so you can kind
Yeah,
of
that's
abuse puppies, right?
Yeah, that's
Would
true.
everybody agree on that? Like I think
Yeah.
that's so for example, if we're talking like post 1.18, I think that both tanks will perform better on a lot of the map changes, right? Because
Oh,
it's actually
100%.
helping. It's helping out heavies in general. For example, like Muravanka, like, could you imagine the 60 TP brawling on all those hills? Because it definitely will be viable there, because it has enough gun depression to work and stuff like that. So, you know, and
I
there's
mean,
other maps we can talk about as well.
honestly, on Muro, I would just play, the typical spot. I think you rush to F2 or whatever.
Right,
I
right.
always forget what it is, but I think it's a much better spot to play. And if you don't have like an STB
Hmm.
or a UDAS, because you just don't have enough gun depression to really work things out.
So,
But like, yeah.
Mimi,
Yeah.
somebody's asking,
No,
Leo. Where's the Leo?
Okay. I've never been a successful person in my life. Okay, I'm an L guy.
Come on, bro.
That's
Right, I'm
relatable.
I'm an L guy. All right, and I feel like the Leo brings the L out of me. Okay,
Yeah.
the Leo.
Well, I think the problem with it is that sometimes we find you playing tier 5 too much. And
Okay.
I'm saying,
I played tier 5 once.
Hold on, now let me
I'm a
finish.
tier 5 guy now.
Let me get it out. And so I think that sometimes when you get into a Leo, because like all those low tiers have like no armor, you forget what tier you're playing. So I think
Yeah,
you just
you
need
know
to work
what?
on that a little bit. All right.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
alright. I think
Now-
that, go ahead.
I will argue one thing though. When I did play Leo recently, I'm actually running a light tank equipment setup on it.
Oh god.
God,
No,
hear
hear
me
me
out,
out.
dude.
Hear me
Our
out.
Lord
hear
and
me out.
Savior.
Get this guy off
Hear
the
me out.
podcast. What the fuck?
7K, 4 games. I've been averaging like 5K, 6K spotting. Okay, it's been kind of nuts. I don't know if it was luck or something like that, but
It has to be luck. You can't do shit on you. Tell me you had 2 setups. Tell me. Please tell me. You had to have had a DPM setup or
No,
like a
No,
never-
Mimi has a
What?
CVS setup
What if
and
you
a
get
low noise exhaust
Himmelsdorf? What are you
setup.
supposed to do?
This guy.
Wait, what are your map bans when you play Leo Scout?
Airfield Himmelsdorf.
Yeah,
I'd
okay,
rather
just
be
get
Wait, but what if you get Ensk?
Ensk you can scout on. Hello.
Yeah, for who? For your artillery?
The artillery this type of good shit.
Look,
Your artillery that
type of good
dies in the
shit.
first 30 seconds of the game?
I forgot
what-
to ban Ensk. I'm gonna YOLO down 5-9. Yeah.
Look, when it comes to maps like Ensk, you just say to yourself at the beginning of the game, like, okay, you know what, this one's not going to be the great one, but you got to wait for the good ones. All right?
Okay,
you gotta wait for the
what
good
equipment specifically? Tell me you had a gun rammer at least.
ones. No, CVS,
Are-
optics,
oh my
and camo
God.
net.
Camo
Why?
net.
Camo net?
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing on the podcast?
Look, that's why I
That's
didn't put it.
worse than
That's why I
Quickie
didn't put it in
Baby.
top 10. That's why I didn't put it in top 10. Okay, I did not put it in
Yeah,
top
no
10.
wonder you are taking an L with that tank. You're running the wrong fucking setup.
It's okay, Mimi. I respect your ingenuity.
Look,
Somebody's got to explore unknown territory for us.
Exactly. I'm just.
Podcast
I'm
That's
dipping
wild.
my toes.
This man,
I'm dipping my toes.
he didn't even have it on his top 10, and people were like, "Why is it not in his top 10?"
There's a reason why it's not in my top 10.
You know, that's not even the worst part of his top 10. The fact that he has a T57 heavy and he doesn't even have the VZ on the entire fucking list. What's
No.
the problem?
I would honestly.
Wait, why
argue-
is the VZ not on there? That's actually a good point.
Honestly, it actually is a good point. I think I just kind of forgot about the VZ. The VZ,
Okay.
no, because the VZ is such a boring tank. It's just like go to a
But
corner,
you're
get
playing
hold
Leo with a
down.
light tank setup. What the fuck are you
If
doing?
we did the most
You
fun
can't-
tanks, I would have Mouse at number 1, but that's not how I made my list. That's all I'm saying.
Mimi be,
Look.
Mimi be like, Mimi, I love Mimi, and this is why he's on the stream. Because Mimi be like, VZ55 is boring, but that Wolverine on SA though, sheesh.
My God, bro.
Shit, bussin'.
Look,
I
if
got
I,
peripheral.
if I
Alright.
do the top 10 again, I
Yeah,
probably
no,
would
you're
put
good.
the
You're
VZ
good.
up
You're
there.
good. You're
But
good. Right, we're moving on. We love you.
Alright.
We love you. All right. The next person is the flashbang himself, Dark. Let's Dark's picks.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, my list is probably going to be boring. I thought that my list would be controversial, but after seeing all these lists, like, mine is super fucking standard.
Easy.
I mean, there's a little bit of controversial stuff, but I made my list not with just fun in mind. I mean, it was a small factor, but the main thing I wanted to do was which tank is most effective.
Uh-huh.
And when you look at which tank is most effective, you usually want to look at damage per game, but also kind of combined and maybe win rate.
Alright.
So like the IS-7, it's for example, it's DPG wise, it's pretty bad, but as in terms of an effective tank, I almost put it on the list because it's pretty solid when it comes to like winning games, I think, and like running it in platoons. But anyways, my number 1 and 2 are, I think, the most standard. S-Conk on top with VZ second. The reason I didn't put VZ second is just because I think it's a little bit worse. Partially because it's harder to play hull down, in my opinion, but also the main reason is just the penetration with the VZ. I put EBR third because I still think it's overpowered and it's the best light tank. The reason I didn't put
how many
was that?
battles do you have in an EBR? Is it 4,000? Did you break 4,000 yet?
I can check, but I won't be an exact figure. I have 2,000, but I've played probably 1,000 on other
in
accounts.
advances, you and like, for example, like Fishy and like Anakin, you guys have like 4,000 battles, right? In the EBR?
I have 250 in advances, 2,000 in pubs.
Oh,
So no, it's probably around 3,500 or
okay,
something
yeah.
overall.
I mean, I think it's enough for you to it seems like you enjoy it a lot.
I really do. And I wish. No, I can't say I wish it wasn't nerfed. It should be nerfed. It should be nerfed
Right.
even harder. It should go
Right.
to 85 kilometers per hour, and then it would be
Bring back
fine.
T100 meta.
Mm.
T100 meta.
I like the T100 as well. It's fun. But anyways,
I mean, I personally think the EBR shouldn't be in the game anymore. Like, I would be fine if they kicked it out of the game, balance the mana core to the other lights levels so that we could all play like every tier 10 light again, you know, without like getting yelled at by your puppies for.
Dude, what do you mean you don't enjoy playing the Sheridan against a Manti and Proc? That's so much fun.
You can't even say it with a straight face, like.
Well,
whenever I play the Sheridan and Proc, I just
so
go
on my
hill and ignore
list-
my team.
I mean, because like the thing is, let's be honest here. If you're playing a Sheridan and you're up against a mana core, you're just a tier 9 light tank in that game, even if it's a full tier 10 game. Or medium.
You just go for damage. You
Yeah,
support
you're
your
just a
team with
medium tank,
damage.
and then the TDs get mad.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I gotta get 3500
But what are you
damage
supposed
before I
to
die.
do? You're against the mana core. Like, what are you supposed to even do?
Right.
Dude, have you
yeah,
guys watched
true.
that Kaizu video where he goes to like the middle and spots like there's like a middle bush and he spots the upper one line bushes?
In a Sheridan? Or the mana core?
Or like I don't think he did in the Sheridan, but it's in like the
Okay.
13105 or something.
Okay. But that was on EU or NA?
Oh, I
obviously
see what you're talking about, Waikins. Yeah, I mean, I
did you
kind of
see?
did see
Hey,
it.
Dark, when you went over in the middle on Proc, you know,
Yeah.
the Iuxin video, was that old EBR or nerfed?
I can't remember, but I don't think it would have made a difference either way.
Right. Okay. Okay, Giga Chad. Okay. Yeah, but because that was probably the wildest thing. Have you guys seen that video?
Yeah.
Where Dark
saw
goes
it.
over the middle on Proc and just is in their bush and lights the whole team, the whole enemy team, the entire game. It's wild. Like, if Fishy
don't
would
know.
have tried to do it,
Yeah.
he would have just got himself killed because everybody knows what happens when Fishy plays an EBR. Anyways, moving on.
All right, so I would have put Manticore next to the EBR because I think combined damage wise, it might actually be similar. But first of all, it's way better in a platoon than in solo. If you're playing a Manticore solo, I don't think it's as good as an EBR because it just doesn't do as much damage and it's slower.
Right.
But the other reason why is the Manticore is very map dependent, whereas in the EBR, if I'm in Himmelsdorf, sure it sucks, but I can still do some damage. Whereas if I'm in a Manticore, I feel like I'm pretty much useless.
Okay.
So next I put the E5. I haven't played the E5 recently. When I did play it, I thought it was pretty good, but I probably wouldn't have put it here. But just seeing how much damage that some pub stars are doing in it, like Magnan and Bar, I felt like it probably deserved to be in the number 4 spot. Now for number 5 and 6, these are probably the most controversial. Although looking at all these other lists, I don't even think this is that weird at this point. I put the E50M in front of the Leo. And the reason why I did this is I think the E50M is very underrated. I hated it at first for like my first 15 games, but I think I just got unlucky. But now I had like 4.7k and now it's dropped to like 4.5 or something. And my Leo, I have 4.3k. And when I was playing like tryharding, I think I could do 4.5k. But even that, it was super hard to do well in the Leo. The E50M, the thing is, it has enough armor where you can kind of play against heavy tanks. And so this kind of comes into the fun factor, and just enjoyability. Leo 1 seems way more map dependent and situation dependent than the E50M. And the E50M, you can basically always find something to do. You can play against heavy tanks usually. I know your turret isn't great, but usually if you're good enough, you can just outplay them and still trade positively. If you're in a Leo 1 and you're in a situation where everything is a corridor,
Mhm.
there's basically nothing you can do except kind of just wait around for your team to start winning or losing. And I find that playstyle very boring. And so it's not just the fact that I think the Leo one is less fun, but also just DPG wise, I found the E50M way easier to do well in than the Leo one.
My E50M stats are better than my Leos. So
Yeah, and
I
so
agree.
maybe like the very best players, their Leo 1 damage would be better than their E50M, but even for like 4.5k 1-8 players or whatever, or like people who are doing 4.3k in their tier 10s
I mean, they're both
damage wise.
bussing because like you don't need to theoretically run V-stab on them to get them to.
Oh, I
know.
don't run V-Step on either of my E50M loadouts.
Right.
I run hardening, vents, and rammer, and then
Right.
turbo, vents, rammer.
Right.
You don't need the V-Step, or at least it's not as useful as other equipment in my opinion. After that, I put the IS-4. I have never played the IS-4, so this was kind of a guess.
You should. It's literally super
I
broken.
it'll be
need-
the
I need
next.
to
It'll
re-
be
I
the
need to
next
replay
tier 10 I
mine.
get.
My stats are so old in my IS4. I don't even have mark percentages on it. My like
Oh, shit.
Like yeah, like I played my
Wow.
IS4 with the stock gun. That's how old.
Dude, I
That's
ran
how
into
old
an
my.
IS4
That's
playing
how
the
old my.
shotgun
Because
yesterday.
I remember one time somebody. I remember one time somebody was like looking through my stats, and they're like, "Shut the fuck up, Smiley. You ain't shit. You only average 3100 DPG in your IS4." I was like, "Bro, I grinded with the stock gun. I only had 217 gold pen. Like what? What?" It was like, you know, so it's like 2014, 2013 stats or something. It's wild. It's old. I definitely should replay it. I was thinking about when 1.18 comes out because it's going to be more corridory. I was thinking about busting that out.
Definitely a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get it soon. It'll be my next tier 10. I'll probably get it during Christmas or maybe sooner. But the main reason why it's not as high up as like the S-Conk is because its gun accuracy is not good and its bloom is terrible. And yes, in pubs you should run V-Stab or whatever, whereas in comp you might not be. So in comp, I've played it in comp and it feels absolutely terrible, but that's because I didn't have a V-Stab all the time.
Right.
So I'm sure it's better in pubs, but it's not up there because of the accuracy and the shell velocity is the main
Tell us
thing.
about. I mean, you picked it even though you don't have it. Have you played it
Yeah.
before?
I've played it a few times, probably like 20 times, but those are all
Okay.
in like competitive.
Okay. Right. So tell us why you picked the mouse.
All right, so I was almost tempted to put the mouse in front of the IS4. So first of all, it's extremely fun to play, in my opinion, but you need to run a like a bounty or bond turbo, or else it's just basically unplayable. It's just way too slow without them. But in terms of effectiveness, I think it's extremely effective because, first of all, you have like 60% more hit points or 70% more hit points than all the medium tanks. And then you have like 30% more hit points than most of the heavy tanks or something like that.
Right.
Your armor, in my opinion, the armor is actually very good. Like people say the mouse is just a giant block of hit points and you just shoot it wherever you want. I don't agree. I think people just angle very poorly, especially the turret. They don't angle the turret enough. You need to over angle the turret. And secondly, DPG wise, it's actually very good, at least for me. Like on FF8's account, I had like 4,800 or something, and that was before the nerf. That's true.
Right.
But I got it after the nerf on my own account, and I was doing like 46 or 4,700 until I got stream sniped like 10 times in a row, and it dropped to 4,500.
Oh, you were getting a stream snipe when you played that tank?
Yeah, I should have stopped. I played it because I was getting stream sniped because I was sick and tired of getting pushed out by 50B. So I'm like, all right, I'll just play a mouse, and they can't push me. But
I was getting. Wait, how many? Waikins, did you ever get stream sniped?
Dude, I get stream snipe like every other day right now. This like idle stupid guy
Jesus.
keeps yelling me in the
I got-
E50M. Fuck me.
Yeah. I got stream sniped when I was trying to 3-mark my V5, and I ended up he was an M60. I ended up debating him and actually killing him off the bridge on
No,
on
what I
Mountain
do
Pass.
nowadays is
In
whenever I get
M60,
stream
I think I
sniped,
know who that stream sniper was. I
Yeah,
pushed that guy
no,
out too. It was hilarious.
some of us were getting stream sniped by the same person.
yeah, but
from
I basically I do you guys hide your screen and then go into battle? Because that's what I do to avoid it nowadays.
yeah,
I put on a
sometimes
45-second delay.
Yeah, 45-second delay. Sheesh.
I didn't want. Well, I usually just ignored them and just kept letting them stream snipe me until they got banned.
Right.
That's what I usually did. But
Yeah.
You see, this is where I come into advantage because I do the dumbest strats possible that even if you try to stream snipe me, you kind of always lose because it's just so completely unpredictable or completely ridiculous.
Yeah, not a
Like-
lot of people are stream sniping tier 5. I agree.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm ready up for tier 5. I don't even know. Like I'm dude, it's just free. It's so free. It's so hard not to do it. It's so free.
I thought. Hold on a second. Whoa, hold on a second. I thought we made an agreement to make fun of Meagle's headset only once, but we've made fun of my average tier like 8
Yeah.
times now.
We didn't make an agreement about your tier 5
Okay,
gameplay. I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Dude, Mimi, it's
I
because
mean,
I'm
no,
smart.
Magnan
I outsmarted
literally,
you.
Magnan before this here, I'll help you out, Mimi. Okay, before the stream, Magnan was on his knees. He was like, "Dad, please, they're gonna make fun of my headset. Please, Dad,
No.
can I borrow your headset?"
I fucking
That's not
hate
his
you.
headset. That's his dad's headset. So yeah, there's a
Wait,
little
wait, wait.
behind the scenes.
You know what? I'll show the stream. I'll show the stream. So this is my insane mic. So you can see it's early smash on this. The mic doesn't work. It's early doesn't work, but you know the sound still comes off. So like it's playable. That's what I play pubs with usually. Oh yeah.
Can't you get like a $10 headset, Magnan? Or something? I'm pretty sure
Honestly,
anything
I
is better
just
than
you know
that.
what? You know what's actually sad is I'm actually used to it now, so I can't get off of it. You know?
What do you mean?
No 5K DPG without the headset, I see.
Yeah, literally no 5K without the headset. You need it.
Dude,
Like-
Wargaming feels so bad about this man's setup. They just like give him free Like it's it's actually a thing. He fucking posted it on the Twitter. He consistently posts it. He's like,
I'm
can
not
I
on
get
Twitter.
can
What
I
the
get the
fuck are you
World of
doing?
Tanks mouse pad? And he like shows us what's your mouse pad look like, Magnan? Show us your mouse pad real quick.
Wait, oh, well, yeah, sure. It's this. So, yeah. It's basically
Aw,
you know,
look.
nice little dog. The dog also helps her 5K DPG.
Okay,
But the
okay.
funniest part is my keyboard, but I
God.
can't really show it. But
Right.
yeah. Like I said before, the keyboard basically the S and the D key don't work because I smashed them too many times. So I use W, A, X, and F for moving forwards and backwards. So yeah.
What?
Yeah. So X is instead of S and F instead of D. And I played the EBR with that, by the way, during the
That's kinda-
campaign with the chief.
That is a unique setup, I will say.
Yeah, it
That's-
is.
That
Honestly,
just
I'm
made-
kinda
I mean-
tempted to try it out.
That's so wild though. Like, how are you so good at the game with that setup? It's so wild. Your
Well-
isn't your mouse like a $5 mouse too?
The mouse is this. It's early, and the scroll wheel doesn't work much. So, like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's early. So usually, I would recommend people to use shift key to aim, but my shift key doesn't work either. So I'm forced to use the fucking It's retarded. It's actually retarded, but it kind of works out. So, yeah.
At least there's no inverted settings. I know people that play with that. That's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Oh yeah, that is the worst. I tried it once and
For
it
like
was game
reversing,
over.
it's terrible.
Yeah,
Going Magnan looking for sponsors.
I mean,
I mean, to be honest with
honestly,
you guys,
I'll
I'm
take
not
it.
even joking. I'm not even joking. If you guys were to donate shit to Magnan, he probably your tanks would suddenly be 3-marked, is all I'm gonna say. Okay? If you
What do you mean
donated
suddenly?
some mice. You know what I mean? I'm being subtle. Magnan, do you know what subtlety is?
Kind of, yeah.
You're French Canadian, I doubt it. But anyways, thank you, Dark, for thank you, Dark, for your tank picks. I really appreciate it. And next is TankMaster.
All
So
right.
let us talk about this. What's going on here?
Okay, so for number 1, I put the VZ because like every time I've played it, like the session's just been great, and like it just farms so good in pubs, and like the list was for pubs, like not for
Right.
like
Correct.
comp or anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked it because I thought it's pretty fun to play, and like how I picked the tanks was like kind of half how good they are and like half how fun they are, like at least for
Right.
me. So VZ first because I just think the autoloader just farms pretty good. Then for 2 I have EBR, but over the past like couple of days I've been playing the 60 TP only, and I think I want to switch EBR for 60 TP.
Wow.
Like I wish I could have changed that
Uh-huh.
because I think the 60 TP is just amazing. Like I don't know
Yeah?
if I'm just getting good RNG or something with
What
it.
are your sessions looking like? What are you averaging?
I had 45 games at 5.5k.
What?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
like it
What
was
maps do you have
crazy.
banned? What equipment are you running?
But I'm running Bond, Vent, V-Stab, Rammer, and I forget which maps I banned. I think it's Fisherman's Bay and Mountain Pass or something
Based?
like that. I hate those
Based?
maps.
Buckfish Bay?
I
All
hate
my homies hate
Sleeping
Fish
Man's
Bay?
Bay. The Sleeping Man's Bay. I hate it.
Oh my
TankMaster, I
god.
gotta ask you, man, why Mountain Pass though? Mountain Pass is, in my opinion, the best map for farming in the game right now.
I don't know. I just have a bad history with it, I guess. I don't know. I
Well,
just don't like it that much.
I'm surprised you don't run turbo over vents or something.
I did run turbo on it, but I guess it doesn't make it like that much faster. Like I'm kind of
Right.
okay with the speed. I'm okay with the speed on it.
the speed is pretty good, yeah.
It's
Sure.
it's not like a mouse speed. It's a little bit. It doesn't weigh as much too. Third is 121. That's like my favorite medium in the game, like hands down. Like the high pen, you have pretty good DPM for 440, and like every time I play it, like I just have a great time playing it. Like it might not be like the strongest tank, but just the like it's kind of like a heavy tank style gun, so you can trade with heavies if you want, and it's not as derpy as people think, and it's been getting some buffs recently, like over the past couple of years. So
Right.
it's still not like super strong, but like I think it's pretty fun to play. I think someone mentioned earlier that's hard to play, which I think that's kind of true. But and like the turret's kind of weak, but like I think it would be more fun than a 430U because you're a little bit more maneuverable, a little bit lighter, and then the gun's a bit better, I think, in my opinion. Fifth is 50B, which I think has the best gun on any tier 10 heavy autoloader. Like that gun, like when I play, I think it's Ruinberg, and you go like right into the city, and you can shoot down like the mid all the way, and all the tanks that are going into the field area is just so satisfying. You can just go there and you can just hit like every single shot down the whole map because you have the APCR and pretty good pen too. And if you run turbo on that thing and you're just going 70 everywhere you want, which is nice to be able to relocate like that. So I think that's like one of the most fun like tier 10 autoloaders to play for sure. And then SConk probably could be higher, but I just think it's slow.
Right.
Like, and like I think, and the gun mantlet can get penned. Like I've been just sitting hull down, and tanks just driving towards me, pen me right in the gun mantlet, and I've tried to do that, and I can never do it. Like I think the RNG on that is just so high. I don't even know how that works. How like some people pen it all the time, and sometimes you just can't. And then
Remember the Super Conk Mantlet?
the Supercon
Yeah,
mantlet,
dude. It is
I get penned all the time.
yeah. And then you try to do it like back, right? And then you're just
Yeah,
like, huh?
it never works.
No, it never. Yeah,
Never
I feel
works.
that. So actually, so you were talking about the speed of the Super Conk. What led you? Because you were talking about your 60 TP equipment earlier. Why don't you run a turbo on the 60 TP? Because you ran vents instead, right?
Yeah. Well, because I categorize the 60 TP in more like the super heavy side.
Uh huh.
So like when I'm comparing it to like an E100 and like this big 750 gun tanks, like it's quicker
Right.
than those, right? So Like the S-Conk has more like the DPM tanks, and then the 60 TP is more like the heavier tanks. And then UDES and STB, I guess, are kind of similar to me. Like they have the most gun depression out of all the mediums. So like it just makes it so much easier to play pretty much every map. And then the UDES for me, like the gun was crazy. Whenever I played it, it was like I had an aimbot or something. I don't know if I I don't know if I was having crazy luck,
Right.
but I was hitting every shot, and like it was crazy. But the only thing is the front plate is so weak, and TDs will HE pen you for 1,000. And I've been two-shotted before from HE TDs, and that sucked. But that only happened once. And then the STB, like you do get penned a lot, but that's also troll too. Cause like I try to pen it like right in the gun mantlet,
Yeah.
but like I don't know where the weak points are on it. Like maybe I should look at that. But I
Dude,
try and shoot it, but I can never pen it somehow.
TankMaster, you're actually really interesting. Because you keep on talking about tanks and like how you can't pen them, but you
Yeah, I
average
can
like
never
5k
pen.
DPG. And like everything you touch, like like how much are you
I don't
bouncing?
know. Yeah.
With 5k DPG, like I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what happens, man.
Okay.
And then the last two, E100 and Mouse, I thought I had to put them on there. Like at first, I thought they would suck because
Right.
they're like the flat plates, like heat can pen like so easily. But when I first played the E100 with the small gun, and I never knew like how good the small gun was, because I played like probably 700 games in it with the big gun, and I loved that.
Right.
And then I didn't want to play the small gun, but then I put the small gun on, and I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. Like less pen. Like how am I gonna fight other heavies hull down? Like I can't overmatch. Like I can't pen S-Conk, Capola, or whatever. But it was actually like great. And like you can still trade and you have good DPM. So if you're like in a 1v2 or like a 1v3, you can like fight back a little bit better.
Right.
So and like you just have so much HP, like you just never die sometimes, especially if you're like fighting tier 9s or 8s, like it's hard to kill. And then the mouse, it's like similar to the E100 but different, because you can kind of like bait your lower plate, and like most tanks can't like track you and pen at the same time, because the tracks have just so much hit points or whatever. So you can kind of like bait like that, or just when you're side scraping the turret and the side is like not pennable, and then the gun mantlet's kind of weak. But when I played the mouse, I was surprised because I thought they didn't buff the gun to 530, so I thought it was gonna suck.
Right.
But the mouse was actually a really good surprise to me, and I know a lot of people that like it too.
Man,
And I
am
love the mouse.
so happy that you picked the mouse.
Because you're
Like,
the
I
only
love
one.
the
You two are the only ones that picked the mouse. Sorry, Waikins.
The
I was
mouse
spoiled
deserves
a
to
little
be on
bit.
every top 10 list. I'm just
I know,
saying.
like I was surprised by the mouse. Like it's great, but I ran HP turbo rammer on it, and it was just perfect for everything. You have so much HP, you never die. It was great.
Like, and I gave him all the info. I think he fell asleep.
Oh, who?
Haglar.
Wait.
Haglar.
Oh, Haglar. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
All my homies love at Haglar. But anyways, TankMaster, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like, I really like the explanation of like how you said you're like I can't. Did you talk about the 1-to-1 at all?
Yeah, like I have like 1,800 games in it. Like I just can't stop playing it sometimes.
Really?
Like it's just so fun. Like at least for me, like it just fits my playstyle for mediums like perfectly.
Okay. And Magnan, you have a sponsor. You actually got a sponsor from all the
There's no
sadness.
fucking way.
Yeah, Bytor is actually gonna.
No way. Well, you know what? I'll actually reveal a little bit of what happened. So basically, in let me see these DMs. Okay, so in April, Manu was supposed to hook me up with his old laptop. Never happened. Beach Volley was supposed to send me a mouse. Never happened. 2 months ago, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Holy
I mean,
shit. What's going?
literally just people preying on my downfall. I think, but it is what it is. It's never gonna
Okay.
happen.
I didn't
Doxing
expect
out
you to
everybody.
just start fucking talking
I
about
mean,
people that
Just
didn't
started
give you
Nah.
doxing
We
everyone.
can't talk about sponsors without me telling you how many
Haglar's here,
times I got
Haglar's here.
cucked.
Yeah. Oh.
User was moved to your channel.
TankMaster, what's your username, by the way?
TankMaster.
In what? In game?
Yeah.
There's an
Underscore
underscore in front and
TankMaster
after.
underscore
Okay, apparently
0014.
there's some random TankMaster who's on my friends list, and I thought it was you this whole time.
Oh, what?
Bro, what if before he
Well, I think
played
there
with
is
them
another
too
one.
and shit?
And there's actually another one in Aster too. There's 2 of us in Aster.
Wait, you're not the one in Aster?
Well,
Fuck,
I'm in
I
Aster.
just-
I am in Aster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's 2 of us.
Yeah, because I was wondering because I played with the other TankMaster yesterday for a tournament, and I was like, "Wait, is this the same person that I was playing with?" But then you're
Yeah, no,
not.
it confuses a lot of people.
Wait,
I
so
never
is the
thought
other
there would be another
TankMaster
one.
decent enough to be and stuff like that, or what's going on?
I mean, not really. Well, he's far off TankMaster 0014. He's just the current TankMaster in the podcast is just one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best pub players in the game right now, and
Right.
the other one is kind of mid.
He's
Oh, the other one's the
3600
great value
DPG
version.
in 279.
Yeah,
and
it's like
Chieftain.
the Dollarama version. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. Sheesh. How do you feel in TankMaster when he says that about you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Feeling good about that? Nice. All
Yeah,
right.
we'll meet IRL TankMaster and Kiss.
Hey,
but
Haglar,
yeah,
what's
that's
up?
another
Hello,
version.
dude.
What's
hello.
up,
Haglar?
guys? Can you guys
Hey.
hear
What's
me?
up,
Yeah,
Haglar?
we
Oh
can
my
hear you.
god.
That's
Oh,
sweet.
It's Haglar.
How's it going?
Good.
Doing
Good.
good, bro. How are you?
I gave you
Not
the
too
links,
bad.
but I don't know if you know how video works because we did.
I
this
don't
all...
even know what that is.
It's.
I mean,
it's...
this guy's probably on weed or some shit. So.
You
The
know
hell,
what I'm
Magnan?
talking- You just like open it up. I gave you the password.
I
and-
opened it. I'm looking at it.
Okay. Which one? The first link or the second one?
The second one.
Oh, the first one.
Okay.
Share a
Oh, I
camera.
see.
Dude, special guest by Haglar. That's a
Yeah,
rare occurrence.
drop in.
Yeah. Well, I saw
Wow.
you guys were doing like a podcast. Saw the link and
Yeah.
cracked, and I thought it was a good idea.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, Waikins, do you want to get started or?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Thank you,
My
TankMaster.
time to
Really
shine.
appreciate
Save the
it.
best for last, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, of course. Got to keep all your viewers here much as long as possible.
yes.
No, but...
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
Waikins. There's your list.
All right. So for what I did my top 5 tanks as tanks I think are actually good, and bottom 5 as tanks that are not necessarily as meta, but I find fun to play. And
Yeah, sure, then.
for top 5, I'm just gonna go real quick. Leopard, you snipe. You can also run around the map. It's fun. VZ, you poke someone 1,000 damage, they YOLO you back, you get mad. Pretty good. STB, I got pen for 1500 by a T92 one time, but I do like the tank. 14 degrees of gun depression, pretty cool. And also one of my 2 tanks to do 11k damage in. Guess what my other tank was?
What?
The T57 heavy.
Easy.
But yeah, S-Conk, I think we know what the S-Conk is good. And E5, honestly, I kind of regret not putting it lower. But I do like it. It's a decent tank. But I think many of us here can agree, like, when you fight a good player in the E5, it just kind of sucks. But when you're fighting a bad player, it feels good, man.
It is the most balanced tanks in the game. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And next, I have the E3, which I think is the best Brawl TD in the game right now, if not the best tier 10 TD, at least, I think. Because you actually have armor, 375 APCR. And yeah, you can just go brawl pubby heavy tanks, and there's nothing they can do about it. I think it's the best tank for farming the 279E specifically, honestly.
Okay.
But
I agree.
yeah, I mean, whenever you guys fight an E3, it kind of sucks. But if they're bad at the game, then it's easy to farm. But E3 is like, IMO the best best tank at holding down a flank, I guess, which is why it's also used in Clan Wars, right?
Yep.
And next, I have the 50B. I mean, it's a comfy tank. Also, I did 10k damage on 200 ping in this tank one time. But I think it's just it's a high skill ceiling tank. If you're good at the game, you'll do well. And right now it's on track. So I have a lot of people in my chat asking me how to play it. And I just keep telling them to bait people, and they ask me how to bait people. And I don't know how to tell them how to bait people, It's
Right.
like a learn at uniSCUM skill.
I mean, you can't. I mean, be careful about that. I don't know. I feel like that's a trade secret. You can teach them where to go, but don't teach them how to trade people. That's not
Oh,
good.
true.
Yeah. No.
Can't teach the puppies how to bait, otherwise they'll
Yeah,
start baiting
don't
me. You
teach them how
know.
to bait. Because the thing is, like, I mean, baiting is kind of because I feel like a lot of us here when we bait, like we're not like throwing, right? You know what I mean? Because we're better than the guy we're baiting.
We're
Does that make
making our
sense?
teammates go first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if Jordan, I see you. Yeah, I was just about to mention you because I know me and Dark have experienced Jordan baiting, which is just like holy shit.
And stream sniping, he's known for that as well.
Yeah, he also is known
Oh
for
god.
that. Like this man, like I don't even know how he's in cracked. I didn't know how he was in cracked until I played with him. I was like, oh shit, you just like baited me into getting shot by a yak. And he was like, loser, I'm gonna shoot him 3 times now. Easy, DVG. I was like, okay, dude.
It was an accident, him getting
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. I love how he gets so defensive too when it happens. Like all 3 of us were on a corner, and like he went first, and then fucking backed up. Me, Dark poked, get like clipped by a 57, and he goes, "I didn't mean to. My S key's broken or some shit like that." I'm like, "Oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?" This man is wild. But continue, Waikins.
Yeah. Okay. Next, I noticed none of you guys put any other light tanks apart from the EVR. But I put the 13105 in the Sheridan. I know Haglar here, which is perfect. I know Haglar here,
Yeah.
the fellow Sheridan.
How do you
enjoys
put a
it.
Sheridan
Sheridan was one of
under
my runner-ups,
1305?
I'll say.
But yeah, I play it on stream and I do 3K DPG, but I do like the tank. The 13105, I like more than the bad shot because it actually has a light tank camo.
True.
And I'm just more comfy with the clip as well. But then I see
Okay.
QB like running a fucking scout setup on it and I get tilted. But I mean,
Well,
running
even
aiming
Mimi
unit.
does that anymore, so who like it literally doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but running like a aiming unit, vert stab, and vents on a 13105, the gun handling isn't amazing, but it's workable and it's fun to like flex around the map and clip people.
Okay.
I have a
But
question. What do you run on your Sheridan?
oh, I just run aiming unit, vert stab, rammer,
Okay.
and then second setup I have CVS optics rammer if I actually do want to spot.
Oh.
Mine is pretty similar.
What maps do you have banned when you play something like that?
When I play light tanks, I usually ban Berlin, and then second one is either like Ensk or usually Ensk Berlin, I'd say.
Okay.
What about you guys?
I would go
EVM,
with the same.
why is it number 10? Kind of interesting.
Oh, the E50M.
Yeah.
I do like. Well, I actually marked it like I think 3 or like less than a week ago.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I did like 4.6k DPG in it.
It's not
which is-
surprising. We need to break this false
I know. Like
bullshit.
I thought I'd do like E50 DPG in it because I was like, it has the same DPG as the E50. What's so good about the E50M?
Yeah, what does it have the second or first lowest for like tier 10?
DPM.
DPM.
I
Yeah.
think is it the lowest?
I think it's the
Oh,
lowest.
at least
for
tier
all
10
medium.
mediums.
I mean,
tier
not
10
for
medium DPM.
bat chat's worse, but that's kind of an all-loader,
but
so it
that's
doesn't
kind
count.
of yeah, because the clip potential wouldn't count. Right?
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I don't know. The T22 has worse DPM, but
I think it
that tank
does,
is shit
but I'll look
anyways.
it up.
That tank is so dog.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nope,
or
it
I
has the worst of
surprisingly-
any non-auto loader.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Easy.
Makes sense. But yeah, I do like the E50M, but I wouldn't say it's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
pretty
agree.
mad on it still, and I'm probably not gonna play it anymore.
Anybody
But
else
it was a fun tank.
Anybody else experience like when you play the E50M? Like when I play the E50M, sometimes I feel like the gun's better than the Leo somehow, even though the Leo got buffed, and I don't know. It just I don't know.
I sometimes get that just because the
Yeah.
gun handling is so insane. Like the
So
dispersion
insane.
values on the move
Yeah.
and on the churchiverse are just
Yeah.
incredibly good.
I mean, the end game rams can account for a lot too when it comes to DPG, where like
True.
like no other tier 10 medium can do that. Also, it's HP. It's pretty nutty, right? Because isn't it classified as assault? So if you run purple hardening,
Yes.
I mean, what do you
It
have?
gets
Like
up to like
2300?
it gets up to like 2430 or 2410 or something. I'm not even kidding with
Yeah.
bond hardening.
Sheesh. All my homies love the EVDM. So Haglar, I don't know how late you came in, but what did you think about the tank picks on most people?
I think I got here when Dark was doing his.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw some quirky ones. Like,
Yeah.
I keep seeing the E3 pop up, but
True.
I don't know. For pubs, like, I guess I played that a couple months ago and I hated it. I was
Yeah.
like
Really?
struggling to do like 4.1. It was pretty bad.
The
What would be
E3?
like your top
Yeah.
few? What would
Sheesh.
be like your top
The
4 or
4.1's still
something?
pretty good, I feel like.
I think the top, like, I do think the Leopard is up there probably. Maybe only for like the best Unicums, maybe not for like an average player because
Right.
it is like skill dependent. But I think probably the heavies are up there, like the VZ, the S-Conk, the Kron. Did the Kron get nerfed yet, by the way?
It's
It's
gonna
getting
get
nerfed
It's
nerfed
going
going
next
to,
to.
patch,
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyone
That's
know when the
why.
next
That's why
patch is coming
nobody.
out?
That's why nobody had it.
Okay.
Is it like
There's no date on the patch, so
Oh.
they're on the third version of the test server, so they're
Don't worry.
thinking they might go
They're
into
on the
even
third
the
version of the
fourth.
test server. Still no Minotauro nerf.
Please
Nah,
tell
they
me
need to
there'll
they
be a
need to
fourth.
nerf the tank, guys.
No. I genuinely believe they're going to nerf it. There's no way. Wargaming. Look,
Dude,
The V4 got put in the game,
Mimi's
Mimi.
still
Remember
no,
hiding.
no, 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 no,
You're
no, 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 no.
coping.
I
Still believes.
I am honestly a little bit coping.
Mimi's
This
like,
entire
I believe
this
in
entire
Wargaming.
update is pretty good. Okay, all they need to do is just fix that one tank.
World
They've
of
been
Tanks
taking
shill.
so many right steps.
Wargaming shill.
I feel he's not even shilling. He's
I am coping. I am
like
coping.
I think because the thing is, the Minotauro is literally like common test for common test is ending up like the V4. Because you guys remember that the V4 people were like, I don't know if a lot of you guys remember, but basically when the V4 first got released, like when people saw in the test, they're like, oh, the gun is shit. Like you can't hit anything, you can't snipe in it, and so the average puppy, which Wargaming loves to put on the test server and like listen to them, right? The average puppy goes, oh, well, they try to snipe in it, right? And they go, well, I can't hit anything across the map, so it's a shitty tank, right? So, and then it gets released, and then good players like just fucking drive around and ram people, and then they're like, oh shit, wait, this tank's actually what's going on here? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And so I think Dark said it the best on the podcast so far. He basically said it's not amazing, but it's annoying as shit. Like it will be the most annoying tank to play against, which I think is like
It's toxic.
yeah.
Well,
Not bro.
yeah, I mean, the thing is though is that I think the V4 comparison is just wrong because the V4 it doesn't really take like other tanks aspects and put it into one, but I think the Minotaur basically takes the Kron, takes a 350 heat pan tank, takes like something like a FOSH 155 clip and just puts it into one.
Here's a perfect example. The
279.
Minotauro is the V4 before nerf with a clip. It's literally that's what it is. You know what I mean? And they still don't see a problem.
Kind of because well, it's very slow, so that's that. But
Okay.
like, I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and
like,
Ethan Striker has a good comment.
Demonic 671
took them a year to
underscore
nerf it.
subscribed.
Yeah, exactly. He said, what the?
I mean, how long has a VZ been in the game unnerfed? Like literally, a year almost.
Well,
Like,
to be
it's-
fair, I don't think it's on the same level, but
I don't think the VZ will be nerfed. You guys
no,
think
it's
it'll be
never
nerfed?
gonna be.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, the
I think
VZ was
it's-
already nerfed like a while ago, so it's not like
The
statistically
55?
it doesn't. The 55?
Wait, what are we
VZ
talking
Well,
about?
yeah, we're
5
talking about the
gaming
tier
is-
10, not tier 5.
I-
Mimi.
No.
I didn't do it.
Oh
didn't
no,
do
sorry. I think you said V4 for a second. My bad.
No, the V4 it took a year for it to get nerfed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, so that is Waikins. We actually have one more thing. So I'm gonna show you guys the stats that I collected from all of your guys's things. It's like there's only gonna be 3 webcams on this one because you know it has to be kind of like big, but basically oh wait. Here is the stats. I'll drag it down here. Okay, so I just wanted to make it big enough for all of you guys to see. And so here are the stats. Obviously, you can see the names of everybody. So basically the Super Conk was picked by every single person. Okay, Super Conk was picked by every single person. VZ was only picked by 5 out of 6. STB was picked 5 out of 6. Leo was picked 4 out of 6. EBR 4 out of 6. E5 4 out of 6. 50B 4 out of 6. IS4 3 out of 6. E3 3 out of 6. 100 3 out of 6. These are the top 10 based off of your guys' picks. And as you can see the mean placement. So basically what I did is I took the plate, obviously what you guys put it as a place and gave that the value, right? Based off of how many tanks were picked. And so that's how I basically got that placement for, for example, from the Leo 1 to the 50B, because they were all, they all got picked 4 times, but the Leo 1 was placed at a higher rank on average than, for example, the 50B, right? Does that make sense to everybody? It's kind of
Yeah.
nerdy, but I feel like a lot of people appreciate stuff like this. So I went out of my way to do it for everybody.
Hang on a second. I was right, wasn't I? Magnan did pick the most.
No, actually, number
me?
top 10 pick. Yeah, it actually is you.
Oh my god.
You're the basic
Yeah,
bitch.
get fucked,
You're
Dark.
the- yeah, so earlier in the stream, Dark, I like literally looked. That's probably the most straight face I looked throughout the whole stream, was when Dark was like, I bet Magnan is the basic bitch that picked the most tanks out of the top 10. But it actually was you. You actually picked 8 out of
It's
10.
because these
8 out of
fools,
10.
they're like, I have so much fun in the 13105 and the
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
Oh my
I
god!
don't even
the
remember
cope.
what they
So
picked, but
you can't use them as a cope. Like I think they picked good. So
yeah,
what does every
I mean, to
Yeah.
be fair, the 13105 was a run up for me though.
right?
So
And so what does everybody feel about this? Do you guys? So that's what I want to get to, right? When you see these top 10, are these the top 10 you think on the for tech trees? For tech tree tanks?
It depends on the map, because honestly, you
Mm.
know what, the Sheridan, people laugh at it a lot, but I think it's the
Right.
best tank, the best light tank in the game to farm damage with,
Like
and
it
I
does a
think
little
it's
trolling, I
undisputed.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing we can do here is we can play yes or no. And so what I have here is what we could do here is we can vote and see if that actually is going to be in the top 10 or not. What do you guys feel about
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
it?
down.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys picked. Hold on, I got it up here. You guys picked the S-Conk as number 1. We are going to go through the vote. I guess Haglar will be Bloop. Haglar, you are now Bloop. Okay, is that okay? No,
Perfect.
you're now
Yeah.
Haglar. Okay, Haglar, you vote
Oh.
in place of him. You vote in place of him is what I'm saying. So we're gonna
Right.
go from top of the team speak to the bottom. So Haglar, what do you think about the Super Conk? You think it deserves to be number 1? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. How about Waikins?
I say no as well.
Okay. Oh, shit. All right. Rip S-Conk. All right. How about you, Dark?
absolutely yes.
First, yes. All right. TankMaster.
No.
Okay. Magnan.
100% yes.
Okay. And Mimi.
So it's only we're only
I'll be
picking out of
a
these
taker.
top
I'll
10.
be a tiebreaker. Yeah.
Okay.
It is only these top 10. Only these top 10.
I'll go with yes. I'll go with
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. He's going with yes. What do you guys think I should pick? Yes or no, chat? What do you guys think?
You can just pull it in chat. No,
You
I
can pull
think
it
the
in
poll
chat?
price will be a bit
Yeah,
low.
do like a 10-second poll. Or
I think
whatever.
we can adjust later if we really have to, right?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys want the poll or no? Nem, can you do the poll or are you too boomer right now?
It's gonna be hard to tell without comparing to other tanks. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
pick
we
the VZ,
probably-
it might be the same, even though it's like a low
Yeah.
percent. The VZ might be a lower percent as well, and all the other tanks, because there's just so much divided opinion.
I'll just do like you guys said. I'll just do a minute poll. We'll see what happens. All right.
We'll
And
just let that
then-
run while we do the other ones.
Yeah. All right. So, So the next tank is the VZ. VZ. All right, I'll put these back to 0. You can include chat, so that's fine. I guess chat will be tiebreaker. All right, so VZ number 1, yes or no? Haglar.
No.
Haglar, what is going to be number 1 for you then, out of the list? I'm curious. What do you think? So SConk, VZ, STB, Leo 1, EBR, E5, 50B, IS4, E3, E100. What's number 1 to you?
A Leo.
Okay, Leo.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So
You know, I
Alright.
was gonna say VZ number 1, but yeah, I think I might put Leo number 1.
you guys are trolling.
God damn it.
Okay, so the SConk is number 1. That the tribe has spoken.
Oh, that's a pretty high percent. Yes.
These meta slaves, man. SMH my head.
It's they don't know where to camp in the Leo like Haglar and Waikins do.
Dude, they don't know how to
It's not
bait.
their
That's the
fault.
problem.
Yeah, it's not their
they
fault.
just they just don't know how to
It's not
spot on
their
the Leo,
fault.
man.
Where, am I blind? Where's the SConk?
It's right next to the Rhino. Third row to the bottom.
Third row to
You
the
can put the Conch GC instead. They're basically the same thing.
True. Third. Wait, you said third bottom. Wait, I'm
Third row
actually
from the
Oh,
bottom,
right
from
here.
the
I
bottom.
see. All my homies blind. All right, so cool. We got SConk number 1, and we're working on the VZ. Who was next to vote? Waikins?
I say no.
Okay.
And the question is still whether it's number 1.
Yeah, it was number
Or-
2. VZ is number 2 now because SConk got voted
Okay,
as number
so
1.
Well, you should
does
revote
Waken
now.
wanna?
Okay, yeah.
still
Haglar,
think-
do you want to revote for number 2,
Hmm.
VZ?
Well, the Leopard's number 2 now.
Okay,
no.
so you're still no. Waikins, are you still no?
Yeah, I'm still no.
Okay.
Well,
TankMaster?
For number 2, yeah, probably yeah.
Okay. Mimi, we'll get to you when
yeah,
Dark?
BZ number 2, yes.
Okay. Magnan?
Yes, as well.
Okay. And Mimi.
I was gonna say no, but I also wanted to say it probably should be whichever tank has the most yeses gets number 1, because there
Oh,
might be
that's
like we go
true.
down the road and Leo gets like 5 yeses, so that one would be number 1.
Okay,
You know?
so we can
So it's like
leave...
whichever one has the most amount of yeses
Okay,
should be
well,
the highest up.
the Super Conk got like 21 yeses, so I think it. I don't know. I think it kind of.
All right, that works then.
Oh my god. Okay, no. So we could do that. It'll take a lot longer though if we do that. I feel
Yeah,
like
We can.
that's
Let's just say,
understandable.
okay, Leo number 1. Would you have said yes? Just say
okay.
yes. If
Yeah,
you,
let's
if
do a
you
Leo vote right now because y'all are fucking tripping. Okay,
Just,
so we're
like,
gonna
speak
put it
up
back
and
to
say it.
0. So Haglar is a yeah. We'll speed
I'm
run
a
it.
me and Haglar are yeses.
Yeah, I mean you and Haglar are yeses. Who else is a yes?
Yeah, that
Nobody.
sums it up pretty well.
the
What?
hell?
Wasting my fucking
Oh,
time.
Alright, so yeah, SConk was 3
I'm
yeses, so
putting it
SConk
at
is number
6.
1.
All my homies ain't the Leo. So Haglar and and Waikins
Y'all are tripping.
only yeses? Only yeses?
Yeah.
Going
that's it.
once?
Yeah.
Going twice? Okay. Anyways, let's go. Hey, mods, Ruev, make a poll for the VZ. Because it was a tiebreaker. Meaning you still want to do the tiebreaker for the VZ?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate the VZ, so.
Okay. So VZ is on the tiebreaker. Do a minute poll, yes or no. VZ 55 for second place. VZ 55 for second. All right, let us move on. You guys are this is fun. I'm loving this. The banter is great. STB for number 3. Haglar.
You just got back.
Oh, okay.
Hello, what's up, man?
We could Waikins for STB number 3. Or
I'd
number
say
2.
yes. Yes.
Okay, yes. Might be number 3 or number 2. So far, it's yes for VZ number 2. Chat, vote. Vote, chat. You guys get to decide. VZ or SConk are the highest DPG capable tanks, no? Demonic, it took you 1,000 battles to 3-mark your 260. Like, I don't even know.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Dude, you
Shut-
can't say that, Smiley.
I want to destroy this whole man's career out here. Come on. Give him a break.
I'm just saying, I don't know if he really knows what DPG is. Anyways, I'm playing. Dude, it's going a lot. I told people to vote. Now it's 16-4. Okay. So VZ is number 2. There's no shot at they make a comeback unless all the AFKs come out for the Waikins and Haglar. Grand cap.
Sag.
Oh, by the way, for those of you wondering, this tank list is available to all. It's on just like, the tiermaker.com. And Kiwi actually made it for me. Crazy Kiwi. So give a shout out to the mod. I randomly messaged him and I told him to do it or I'll unmod him, and he was like, I'm not even mod. And I said, I meant do it or I won't mod you. He was like, okay.
Smiley, that's extortion, dude.
Yeah, it is. I know. But it's okay. Hey, I mean, he's a vet and I salute his service. 707.
Dude, you're telling him to do work so he can do even more work being your internet janitor.
I feel like it's the most streamer thing to do, though. let's be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly. Hey, it's pretty based, I think. Actually bullied me. He's lying, chat. Don't believe it. All right. So, STB, Haglar said yes for number 3, and Waikins said.
Wait, I did?
I said yes as well. Wait.
Haglar
I said
said
yes.
Oh,
I don't know what Haglar
Waikins said yes. Sorry, Haglar. What did you say?
STB? Not number 3, no.
Okay. Damn. You're coping, by the way, because
What?
by the way you keep on voting. So here's the thing: you keep on voting no so much, the Leo's gonna end up at 9. The Leo's gonna end up at 9. You gotta sway the other voters. Like you gotta tell, like, hey yo, Dark, if I vote yes for the STB, will you vote yes for the Leo? I gotta think about it. You guys can. It doesn't matter. You guys do you. You guys
Not
can.
a chance. I hate the STB.
Okay, damn. All right, so TankMaster.
STB sucks.
Yeah,
Oh, y'all are
probably
just
no.
haters, man.
No.
Yeah, for yes.
No for 3. No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, TankMaster, probably I can see why you voted yes for both of the heavies, because you're a heavy tank player, right? You
Yeah,
have
I
a
like
heavy main?
heavies a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like heavy. Yeah. So. Dark? No.
No, because EBR and Leo exist.
Okay. Wait, when I said
Leo.
vote yes for the Leo at 2,
Can we
you
just move
didn't even.
on?
I think the VZ is better than the Leo.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I would be
Sheesh,
okay
you
if
guys,
the Leo was
this is
third,
what I love.
but
You guys are
I
so
think EBR is
different.
better. So.
All right, Magnan, what's up?
Fuck no for the STB number 3.
Okay, no.
That thing is top 5 at best, or I mean number 5 at best.
Yeah.
Sheesh, okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because Mimi.
Yeah, you already know my answer. I'm an avid
Yeah.
STB hater.
Okay, so we're skipping the STB. I guess STB is gonna. So we're gonna do the Leo next. Okay, Leo. What we all been waiting for is Leo number 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Haglar.
Yep. I also say yes.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can just go because now you know who's next.
I'll also
TankMaster?
yes as well.
Okay.
No.
Magnan, Mimi,
I'm saying no. It's up to Magnan.
Magnan, tiebreaker, top 3, Leo 1. I'll check.
Man's out here
Yes.
pondering.
It is
Yes?
top 3
Okay.
tank.
Okay. There we
Only
go.
in the hands of a good player, though.
Nah, it doesn't have enough
Magnan
viewing.
trying to get the Haglar and Waikins host. There we go. All right.
It's fine. Nah, seriously though, it's good tank.
Okay, no, I'm just playing. All right, STB. So we're gonna go back to the STB because it was ranked number 3 based off of picks. So is STB 4th? Just a quick yes, no. I'm not gonna do the numbers.
I would say
No,
No.
No.
I think it's a
I think
general
everyone here
no.
says no apart
Yeah,
from me.
no.
So we go
Sag.
next. So everybody say
next.
next. If we want to go to the
Next,
next.
next.
Next,
Okay.
yeah.
Next.
That's a lot. Okay. Rip STB. Okay. So the next is the EBR. Oh shit. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I
That's
guess
3
yes.
yeses. 3 yeses. Dark. Waikins.
Yes.
Or okay.
I'll say yes
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Well, fuck. EBR 4th. It is then.
A
I feel like,
reluctant
wait,
yes.
can you sound like you were pressured into that one? You didn't sound very.
I mean, I do like the EBR. It's my most played tank, so I guess I
see,
should
I
say
see.
yes.
We're going off of most play. What is the FV in your top 10 then? The 4K5?
Unfortunately, it is. I sold it.
God
though.
damn it.
Repent
I
for my
saw that.
sins, you know.
You had 1,000 battles in it. Was
Dude,
Waikins a
when I
little
was
toxic
when I was
back
in
in the day?
Malaysia, the only thing I'd play in NA is just 4K5 with the
Oh,
labs.
okay, because of the ping. Is that what you're
Yeah.
gonna go with? Okay, nice excuse. This is a good one. STB number
Nobody
5?
copium.
Yes or no? Skip.
I say yes.
STB is number 5, yeah.
Yes. Waikins, yes.
Yep.
Haglar.
Hmm, I think the Udes might be better.
Okay. Well, it's
What?
not in
Yeah.
the list.
I agree with Haglar on this one, but
It's not on the
I
list.
Oh,
know it's
okay.
not on the list, but
I see.
I wouldn't put
Okay.
STB fifth.
Well, okay. On this list, then yeah,
Okay.
I'll say yes.
That's 3 yeses. We need one more yes for it to go through.
Is the E5 on the list?
No.
Ooh.
Fuck.
How?
And then-
How?
Only 2
The
people
E5
picked
is.
it.
Oh my god.
Wait, who picked? Wait, I picked the E5.
I
Is
picked
it only me and
E5.
Dark?
Dark
I-
did.
I'm pretty sure I did as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Mimi did too.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's under the EBR. I'm sorry. My bad. I don't know why. Yeah, 4 people picked it. My bad. Yeah, E5 is after the EBR.
Okay, then no. EBR. The E5 is number 5 then on the
Okay,
list.
so
I-
for sure.
I
E5.
agree with
E5
Magnan.
is number 5?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many yeses?
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I would
Holy
agree.
shit,
with
those 4 yeses. Okay.
Yes, I guess.
What?
Sad.
Bro,
Who has a
you
gun
know-
to
no-
Waikins' head?
You can have your opinion, bro.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fine.
you don't
Or
have to-
I mean, no one's gonna vote for the STV. That's got me a bit upset, you know.
We're bringing STB down to
I mean,
eight.
STB will be
E5 is just
next, don't worry about
objectively
it.
better.
Are we
I
skipping
mean,
the
I think
STB
E5 's
again?
good, though.
Skip.
I mean,
skip,
I did
skip,
put it in my
skip, don't
list,
worry.
so I'd say E5 's good.
Let's put STB
All my,
at 10.
all my
Everybody agree
homies
right now.
hate the STB.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
So STB, skip or no? Skip or vote?
What?
If we're skipping it, are we voting E5 next or what?
E5 is already
fifth.
number 5.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
already
okay. Well, then I don't think we should skip STB. But as a reminder, what are the last tanks? Do you have it
As a
on hand
reminder,
real
the
quick?
last tanks are 50B, IS4, E3, E100, STB.
IS4 is number 6 for me, easily.
I would say E100 is number 6.
What?
No.
Okay.
Anybody want to open the floor? Somebody like become a politician real quick and lie to the other guys. About
Well, the IS4 counter is the 100, so I don't know what Mimi's
I
talking
haven't
about.
If
played
you
the
want,
IS4,
if you
so
want
I
an
don't know if
extra
it's
sub
better
on
than
your
the
channel, you're
STB.
gonna vote for E100.
Fuck you.
What
Hey,
the
you said
fuck?
you said politician. so,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, I guess. Sheesh, holy shit. The Mimi super pack in here, bro. Vote for the fucking E100. Get a free sub.
I agree
so-
with Magnan, by the way. I think IS4 is next.
Okay, I guess TankMaster, you probably think so too. You're a heavy tank guy.
Wait, what are the tanks
For,
right
for
now?
IS4?
Yeah,
Or
for number 6. The
Well, I
tanks, the
think
tanks
E100
left
is
here.
better.
Do you guys want me to hold on? Do you guys want me to make the voting thing smaller and put the stats back up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
I can do that. Real quick here. All right,
Dude, I just lost my vape. What the fuck?
because this
Oh,
doesn't
it's
really
a-
matter
yeah.
until it's top 10. So I'll put the stats back up here. It's gonna look really small for the chat, but I guess I could have posted this for all you guys. That would have been accurate. All right, there's the list. Okay.
Okay.
But I guess I could actually give the podcast.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I could just do that, and then that way you guys can look at it.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
Yeah. That way it yeah, where did I save? With the black twerking man? What?
I might be able to just snipping tool this shit and put it in the Discord.
No, I got it. I just
Okay.
it's in there. Haglar will be the only one that doesn't have it, but I'm gonna give it.
I'm looking at the stream so I can see them.
Yeah. I just wanted to put the thing back
Oh, yeah.
big so people can like actually see the voting.
Okay.
There
I'm
you
having to
go.
remind myself what's even on the tech tree.
Yeah, there you go. There there you go. That's the top 10. That's like basically because Haglar, because Bloop was in your stead, he picked obviously different tanks. I think he picked one-offs actually a lot, like TVP and stuff like that. E50M is
chat.
on the list. Stop coping, chat.
In the top 10, really? I didn't see
It's
it.
not in the top 10. Only 2 of you guys voted for it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I think it was.
Rip.
Was it?
I
It was
voted
you,
for the
Waikins. Is
E50.
you, Waikins,
Yeah.
and Dark, right? Or Magnan? Who voted for
No,
it?
I didn't vote
people.
50M.
I think it was
It's
just us
Waken
two.
and Dark.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. All right, so You guys, are we skipping the STB again, or are we going to the 50B?
I think we should just say what one we prefer. Like,
Mm.
just
Oh,
say
yeah,
which one
sure.
you think is number 6, because I
Yeah,
feel like it's
I
gonna be
got.
between 2 tanks.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Flounder actually has a good idea. Said put the remaining tanks on the 10th spot so we can actually 5
So
head.
it's IS4 E100.
Yeah.
STB got picked, yeah. What else?
No, it
STB
didn't.
Oh,
still
uh,
has
STB
it.
still hasn't
E3
been
and
picked.
50B.
IS4,
E100, E3 and 50B.
50B. Okay, there we go. So now can chat see? Is that better? It's the first time, okay? Chat, we'll make it. Yeah. All right. All right. So these are the 5. So who's next?
For me,
Anybody?
the IS4.
The
Not even
IS4?
hard.
I
How,
can agree.
we need 4 votes for it to go through.
I would say yeah for IS4.
I say
I'd
yes.
say STB, but you know,
Well, how many people
I'm
want to
gonna
vote for
vote
the
yes for the
STB?
IS4 to
I would
stand
say
up.
STB as well.
Okay, so two
Thank
for
you,
STB.
Haglar.
3?
STB.
3 for STB. Do
So
we have
it's
a
a
4?
tie.
Do we have a 4 for STB? One of you guys can switch. I can convince them.
Oh, the SCB has what is it? Does it have 4K DPM?
Yeah, it does.
And you
Yes,
know,
DE6 has
4.2k
4K DPM
actually
too.
with events.
dude, insane. Just hit every shot and you do like 8K damage per game. I don't see the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
the IS4 you play with puppies, you know, they're your little puppets, you know. You can absolutely just dominate through a game. STB, you got to pay attention. You get penned by Artie, you feel uncomfortable.
I think
you
there's
have
a
to-
lot of situations in the STB where you just can't do too much because you're not a heavy tank.
Should we do a poll? Because it sounds like, so if it's 3 for 3, it's tied. Should we do a poll for IS4 versus STB for 6? And
Yeah,
just
sure.
have-
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
chat
Yeah.
decide. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
All right, chat. You poll for. Okay, perfect. Hey, good shit,
And then
mods.
I'm guessing we're gonna assume that whichever one wins, the loser is just gonna be the next one. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
so
they'll
what's
just
that's
win.
what I
yeah,
was
thinking.
yeah,
Yes.
we'll go with that. And so we'll go with 6th, 7th spot are occupied. So 8th spot, 50B. What are we thinking?
Oh.
No.
I would put the E3 in number 8.
I agree with Magnan.
Honestly.
I would
Yeah,
put
would
E1.
put- After
Uh,
E3, I would put 50B and then E100. E100 has just way too many counters. It's actually dumb.
So wait, how many of you guys voted for the E3?
I heard Dark say yes. I heard TankMasters say
I
yes.
vote E3 as 8
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
4, right?
I could see
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Yep.
So E3 is 8.
Yeah, 8.
Or yeah,
Mhm.
8.
So the last two would be okay. It's
50B and
almost.
E100.
It looks like IS4 is winning. I should be tiebreaker. No, it's okay. I don't. No, you guys get to play.
If
Like,
if
guys
you
get to
were
participate.
tiebreaker, what would you pick, Smiley?
What between an IS4 and an STB?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played an IS4 since
Oh.
2013, so I'd probably pick the STB. but the STB can get 4K'd and Artied, and the IS4 just get annoyed at it. I feel like
Yeah, that is a good point.
Even when I
Yeah,
try hard the
so-
shit out of the STB, I do like 4,400,
it's
and
kind of
that's
hard.
like at
But
my
I
best.
think my my body is telling me STB, but my mind is telling me IS4. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So E150B. So a lot of you guys think 50B is number 9, is what it sounded like. Correct?
do
Yeah,
think
I'd
so,
say
yes.
so.
Yeah. I'd say it's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50B is more fun than an E100 just to play.
Okay, so that's our top 10. So when you guys look at this, I mean, we basically went from all your guys' personal views. I did the number crunching, and it looks like we got ourselves the official top 10 tech tree tank. All right. What do you guys think?
Post it on Reddit.
Oh god, you guys are gonna get
That-
down with it, man.
You- Unicum
who
player
has the
top
most
10?
karma on Reddit in here? You get to post it. I'll send it
I
to
have
you.
-5 karma.
What did you post, Artie?
I made
something?
I
I-
made one post saying that, hey guys, stun isn't that bad compared to being one shot.
Oh,
and
you
then-
deserve the
my
-5.
god, you're one of those.
Holy
I'm
shit.
about to negative. Where is the post? Show me the post. 'Cause I'm
I
about to-
deleted it.
Oh yeah, I bet you did.
I
How's-
posted it and then immediately I got so much negative responses. I was just like, you know what, I'm out of here.
Somebody said E50. Oh, okay. Here's a hot take. E50. So okay, name a tank that you think should replace the E100? Anybody?
Mouse.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'll go with a
mouse.
low-key one, the Type 5. No joke.
Type,
No
that
shot.
Type
No
5
shot.
shit.
I don't think anybody.
You
I
are
don't think you can
crazy.
get 4 votes on that. Can we get
I
4
mean-
votes on a mouse?
You got one from me.
Mm-hmm.
One from TankMaster.
Yeah,
surprised
the
there's
mouse
no-
wins, but
Man, the
still
rest of
think
these
the
people
Type
didn't
5
even
is really
fucking
good.
play a mouse. Like, that tank's slow. I'm not gonna get that tank.
Okay.
I-
What about Haglar? How about the Udes? Right? You like the Udes?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd put the Udas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd put
there.
Udes, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I could agree with that too.
Okay. 3. Okay. Tiebreaker.
No,
I've never played it, but
put
I'd say
E50M
yes,
over
probably.
Udes.
Oh,
But I also agree.
Waikins.
I agree with Waken. E50M for the win.
Okay. 2 E50Ms. Do we have a 3? E3 E50Ms.
I would put E50.
Okay. 3 E50Ms. Do I got 4 E50Ms?
Wait,
What is it?
Haglar.
Yeah.
Klaus Kellerman made an E50M
Oh,
video on you,
shit.
so you should put it. You know, just saying.
Yeah, that's facts.
E50M.
Yeah,
Haglar?
and number
Mm.
10.
Still,
Okay.
I don't know. No.
Wait, Magna, did you already vote? Wait, it was
Yeah,
Dark.
I said
Waikins,
yes for the E50M.
Yes. Did somebody else? Mimi said yes too, right? Mimi.
Yeah, I said yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yeah.
it's 4. Oh, Ewan Hunter gets taken out.
Yeah,
Holy
I didn't
shit!
deserve a top 10 spot in the first place. Fuck that piece of shit.
Damn, holy shit. Okay, Chieftain. Where's the Chieftain? No.
All 10
I would
spots.
put it
Where's
behind the
the
S-Conk.
chieftain?
S-Conk is better.
Yeah,
Then
that's
the
actually
Chieftain
true.
is the Chieftain number 2 on this list.
Yes.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
I'll put the S-Comp over for pubs. No joke.
Damn,
Really?
okay.
I mean, I guess
Mhm.
you get focused way less in an S-Conk
I
than a
would.
Chief as well.
I mean,
Wow.
the S-Conk
Yeah.
just farms way harder on stumps. It's just how
Right.
it is.
Okay.
But the S-Conk is so much slower though. Like you put Bond Turbo on a Chief and it goes 51 or something.
Yeah, but problem is
The
that
Yeah, you
gun
wouldn't
handling,
know,
though.
Wyken, right? You only have like 1,000 battles in it, so you're not really that
I
experienced.
have 700.
Okay, my
699,
bad, my
please.
bad.
The
I think
Magnan
Haglar,
has,
like, way more
Haglar's
than
a
me,
1,000
holy
battle
shit.
champion.
The
in
gun
here.
handling
My
and
bad.
the DPM are just so much worse.
Yeah.
yeah, and has less HP
Uh-huh.
and gets prone to RD and gets YOLO'd.
Yeah,
Nah,
it gets like
the
focused
Chief
a
is
lot
not that
more.
good.
That is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not that good.
Yeah,
It's
Chief
only number
sucks.
2.
Chief
It's not
sucks.
number
Okay,
1. It's
yeah,
pretty
okay.
trash.
So if you guys
Yeah.
could pick a reward tank to replace anything, would it be like? I feel like with this, with all you guys here, I think like a 1-2-1B would be a good one to start with. I feel like a lot of you
Dude,
guys like.
I'm gonna
that
go out
tank.
and say that the M60 is in my like top 3 medium tanks to play. Like
No
I
shot.
would-
No
I would
shot.
sub out
M60's
the
pog,
Leopard
man.
1 for the
I
M60.
agree.
I absolutely agree with
agree.
that.
I think
Wow.
1-2-1B is way better
I
than
agree with
M16
Waken.
every way.
Whoa,
But
Mimi
I
coming
think
in
1-2-1B is
hot.
better than M60, but it would be my top 3 for sure.
So you would have
Okay.
like 1-2-1B in top 2, or what would be number 1 then? Because if 1-2-1B is better than M60, then it's not
I would
really
put S-Conk, 1-2-1B, Chieftain, BZ, and then I don't know for the rest.
Well, then,
Probably
where the hell's the
M60 up there.
M60 then?
Probably number 5.
For number 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or close to the Leo. I don't know. I think for
You know,
the
so
very
one
best
thing
players,
I'm really
M60 might be
interested
better.
about, why didn't nobody pick the M5Y? Is it that fucking bad? Because it's a tech
Yes.
tree.
It's a worse
Forgot
STB
about
in
it.
every single
You
way.
forgot about it, TankMaster?
Yeah, I
Did
didn't-
everybody
I
else
haven't
forget?
it, so I
Did
don't
everybody
know.
else forget?
Like,
Nobody
even
picked
can't
it.
track that tank, which
Even if
Nobody
it's
kinda crazy
fucking
to me.
picked it.
Like, even if it is top 10, it just feels like a worse S-Conk to me. So it feels
Mm.
kind of like no point in playing it.
Okay.
I also don't
basically.
like how it looks.
Yeah,
Also, yeah,
I don't
it looks
want it in
really
my
fucking
garage.
dumb.
Okay. And
Honestly, the-
if you guys, so during like obviously before the nerf got announced for the Kron, where would the Kron be on this list? Normally.
I'd put it number 1, honestly.
Number
I put it
one?
If it
number
wasn't
2.
nerfed.
Top 3.
Top
Top
2.
3?
Yep,
Number 4
number 2.
probably.
Yeah, I
for
think
me.
number 1 actually for me.
Number 1? Okay. Sounds like we had like 3 number 1s, it sounded like. Because Magnan, you said number 1 too?
No, I
Waken?
said 2.
Oh, okay.
I said 1.
I
Okay.
can't decide between S-Conk and Kron, but it would be top 2 for sure.
Yep.
Not really surprised. How do you guys feel about the Kron nerf?
Very good.
They should have
but
nerfed the
minnow
armor,
just
man. Fucking
ruins it.
wargaming, dude.
Yeah.
Nerfing gun and speed instead.
I mean, the
Typical.
gun and speed. I mean, obviously, an average wargaming play probably only gets 1 clip out in a Kron anyway. So, what would they know about gun handling? To be honest here.
I mean, to be honest, the speed nerf is really huge for the Kron
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
feel like the most overpowered thing about the Kron was not its turret, but its speed because it was stupidly fast. It was
How
like
about a
the,
buffed
the speed of an
AMX
STP.
M4 54?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
that
I bet
tank
that
is
would
so
make
Top
top
fun.
10. It's
Top
better than
5.
50B for sure.
Yep.
I would put it number 4 on this list. I would sub out the. I would
four
put
of you
the
said
EBR
yeah.
and the E5. I would flip them, and I would replace the E5 by the M454, if that makes sense.
I think I would do the same as Magnan.
Okay.
The manlet does get penned on that tank a lot.
What
but
about the
they didn't buff
Minotauro?
the manlet.
Well, the Minotauro is like above number 1, so it doesn't matter.
What is
retarded.
that? What's a
I
Minotauro?
don't know. It depends what
What's a
metric
Minotauro?
you
The
Haglar.
do
Minotauro.
to rank it.
Somebody explain it to him in
It's
a
an
really fast way.
E3. It's an E3 autoloader that it has like a what 12% chance of getting penned by a Yagtai or Heat. So
Jagdpanzer.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
Yag
and it also has
It's
a better
more
upper
than
plate
12,
than the
it's like
279.
You
so
guys
that's
just
pretty
don't know how
dope.
to aim at weak spots. I'm
And
sorry.
it's a better upper plate than
Aim
the
at weak
E3, bro.
spots.
Yeah. It has
Aim-
better armor than the E3.
So from what I can gather, Haglar, it's a it's 5 shells, right, guys?
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
shells,
5
8
shells,
second
8
intro
second
clip.
intershell clip, 530 alpha, and
Yep.
like nothing can pen it frontally, Haglar, reliably. Like, and I mean nothing. Like Yag heat is like 12%, like they were saying.
It's I made that number up. It's 40%
Okay,
Yeah,
40%.
it's pretty high.
on flag
Um,
ground. On
Is it
flag ground.
what is it, like a 90-degree turret or
Wake up.
180 or what is it? I don't know.
90
90,
degree,
90.
45
90
each
degree turret.
direction. I think
And it's
Mhm.
pretty slow, but it's
it's
still
just it's a little bit slower than an S-Conk with turbo.
Yeah, just put like turbo in it. It's
Uh,
like pretty or it's like S-Conk mobility.
So it just
Yeah.
rolls up to the corridor and sits there hull down and game's over.
Yep.
yeah, game is
Yes.
over. Yeah. I think the best clip that portrays the Minotauro's capabilities is Daki's, where he gets 60,000 blocked before he dies, and while 20 people are shooting at him, hold down on Himmels. I mean, and
Is
there's
it-
different varieties of tanks. He had a Yag shooting him with E3s. I mean, he had everything in front of
60.
him. Yeah,
Is this on a test server or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is on test server. But we're right now we're on common test 3, and they still haven't touched it, which is
Baffling. Yeah.
Is
One
it
of the
almost
weaknesses-
over? What is there? Common test 4, and then that's it.
They,
Or how
they
does it
might
work?
they're talking about doing a 5th common test,
Okay.
talking about it, but not
Okay.
guaranteed.
Normally it's just 4, I think. Okay.
Mhm.
Mimi, tell Wargaming to buff it instead. Make
You're
make
a
everyone
CC
mad.
as well.
I'm an Apex CC. That's different.
Yeah, true.
Oh god.
Homo sapien doesn't
Ugh.
like Viking.
Nah,
I'm just
I'll
I'm
get
just
in one day, Smiley. Watch out. I'm
Okay.
coming for
All
a
right,
day.
coming for me. I'm not gonna. You're gonna get it before me. If anybody gets it, I'm over here. I'm just shit talking to them. I'm like,
It's
they
okay,
can't do.
Smiley. You're gonna make this podcast amazing, and they'll have to notice you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna get Klaus Kellerman on, and then that's when I get famous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm shooting for. Because that's why the production value is so good. That's
If you
why I'm-
ever do that, you have to invite me to that podcast. I
You
need
have to
meet
invite
him.
Hagler, man.
Yeah, I will
They-
invite you,
these two have
Haglar.
an
Does
amazing
does he like
relationship.
you, Haglar? Will that help my odds?
I can't tell. I don't know.
Okay.
Because we know we've had our problems, but we might have made up.
Yeah, I still remember that 907 El Haluf
Yeah.
game. Was it Hagler?
Yeah.
All right.
but-
Well, that is our tier 10 top. All right, cool. That is our top 10. Thank you, Haglar, for randomly coming in. Even though
Of
you were just a
course.
viewer, really appreciate it. All of you other guys, I really appreciate coming out. Really appreciate they came about 20 minutes early, chat, to make sure all the webcams were up. Now they're all used to it, so these guests will easily be able to pop in. For those of you, I know there's a lot of good players in chat. I will invite you to the next ones. I just this one I felt like would be really good with everybody having a webcam, but there will be ones where maybe only 3 or 4 people have webcams. So yeah, for those of you a little bit more shy but really good at the game, look forward to it. Hopefully you guys say yes. Jordan will never be invited. That is true. All my homies hate Jordan. No player. But yeah, is there any final words, boys?
Final word.
Yeah.
Invite Bar for the next podcast.
Invite Bar for the next podcast. Okay, yeah.
All I
Yes.
want is Klaus Kellerman,
Okay.
and that you guys know we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him here.
Okay. Yeah. I was so what I was going to do, that podcast would most likely have to be something like really controversial. I was thinking like their takes on reward tanks and getting a lot of
Oh yes.
the more down to earth streamers because we're all stuck up uniSCUM, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna get
Exactly.
all the down to earth streamers on here to to make
Warp.
sure that we get the real authentic player base to talk about the scummy reward tanks that we all play over 1,000 battles in consistently, right? And all love. We all love our chief. All my homies love chief.
Dude, you got these Reddit puppies still complaining about 907s, man.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they just got them right, and they're like, "Why am I only averaging 2,600 damage? 07." You know what I mean?
2600 is pretty good for a Reddit puppy, not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a Discord in my Discord. I have a channel specifically for shitty chieftain players, and there's
Uh-huh.
so many that do 1K in chief. It's actually
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it's actually mind-boggling. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. But anyways, hopefully this one isn't as scuffed as the first one. If you guys actually watch the first one and you watch this one, it feels like a big glow up. Thank you once again for Mimi, also known as Arrangeo Man. TankMaster 0014, thank you. Dark, thank you. Haglar, thank you. Magnan, thank you. Bloop, thank you. And Waikins, thank you. Thank you guys all for coming out.
Sometimes.
You guys have all a good night. And I will catch you guys Monday.
Thank you
As
for
for
making it
all these
possible, man.
guys, this is all their streamer Twitch names. If you guys don't watch a specific one of these guys, make sure to check them out. And yeah, thank you guys. This has been episode of the Smiling uniSCUM podcast. Peace.
Goodbye.